Hello peeps and hello peppers, and welcome to Miðvikudags Manatee mixed with Thursday thoughts, because it's like Thursday night already. Hello stranger. If you've never been here, it's great to have you here. My name is Frida Martins and I am a German-born artist with multiple disabilities living in Iceland, and I am kind of just figuring out how to live my life as a living artwork. And I know that may sound goofy, but today I had such a fun conversation with someone about creative day planning and about making comedy. Like, let's say I'm figuring out more and more I can't live in the normal way that everyone expects. And actually, one of my best friends figured out a long time ago that if I don't brush my hair before I go to bed, then it becomes matted, and I'm looking like one of these live reconstructions of the Neanderthals. That's also art, and informative art, and a way of learning about the history of humankind. One of the most fun facts that I learned the other day from one of these fossil videos that I love is that the Neanderthals had much more diversity than the stereotype thinks. I think the best stereotype was that all the Neanderthals had like red hair. And darkish skin, but like obviously there were very many nuances, also depending on where a Neanderthal lived in the world. But it's actually my understanding that we don't stem exclusively from Neanderthals, but like from multiple populations of multiple different types of humans, or different species of humans even. I don't know all of the details, and I mean the science evolves, and I am like more interested in non-human mammals. The quirkier the better. But yes, I also have the theory that one particular aquatic mammal that I'm writing a book about has a shaggy red coat, and that those dear animals actually brush each other's hair with the teeth. That will make sense when the book comes out. I actually drew much less pictures for the book than I anticipated this week. But hey, at least I got back into writing letters. I got back into attending meetings. I can walk better ever since I like adjusted my medication. Of course, I will still have to discuss that with my doctor. I think I've mentioned this on and off that I'm like mostly a bit of like the ecological type who tries to treat thingies with like medical conditions with herbal stuff and tea as far as that's doable. But, and I like big butts, and I can't deny, I am regularly monitored by a doctor because of my neurological conditions. Like, let's say it would be absurd to think I can like treat everything that I have just with some magic tea. and I frequent very friendly and curious and interested doctors who want to see the whole picture, like of my lifestyle and how the conditions show up in my concrete case. People who actually listen in order to determine what's best for me. But I've also met my share of people who had really, really lousy experiences with doctors, where they sort of felt, to say the least, like on a conveyor belt, where you sort of only had to take such a really brief look at one person and then the next, and couldn't even like understand what was going on. Yeah, Thursday thoughts are actually always my time for random rambling, but so it doesn't end up in random rambling only. Many years ago, I met actually a really good autism pedagogue who told me that I had to make my day plan the day before it happens, uh, which is a little bit tricky, um, because let's say only in the morning of that very day I have a vague idea how much energy I have, how mobile I am. Like, my main conditions are autism and cerebral palsy, and like both basically result from misled nerve impulses. um like, okay, that's a very simplified expression, but that actually means my nerves are dancing tango all the time, and that takes a lot of energy. um Actually, okay, since I like manatees and they are very slow and actually endangered from boats that are speeding up to them, because they can't stir away from the boats, really. um I mostly make a, yeah, Miðvikudags Manatee, a Wednesday manatee, and I often make a manatee day plan. Fun fact that I read on social media: manatees regulate their buoyancy, like their floating ability, by farting. Don't try this at home, but actually, I like this as a, let's say, a more positive look on the gases in a creature's belly. Um, okay, this is not a gas, this is the core of what I want to do. So, like, let's say sometimes I'm making a linear plan, and actually, this the sketch came along when the song I'm a Train, I'm a Chicken Train came up in my playlist. I almost had forgotten about it, but it's a very dear oldie. um, and the linear plans mostly don't work, because they mostly are basically overloaded with um, small details and overloaded with unrealistic wishes, what I would like to do in a day. And actually, I also once read an article on the internet. I can't prove it because I wasn't present in the event, but like when all the rockers of the type Buddy Holly, Eddie Cochran, and so forth died in the 1950s, 1960s, in mostly plane crashes. The planes crashed because the managers overloaded the airplanes with equipment. Uh, as said, I don't know in how much that's true, but let's say if I overload my day plan, um, the train or the plane that the day plan is may also not really move ahead. And actually, I have physically been on a train where, like, I don't know if you call these people ushers or chaperones or ticket controllers. Anyway, maybe you would call them train stewards. That would be proper. Um, they literally said, okay, like, either you make room for everybody or we're going to evacuate this train. And there were, like, people with big bags all over the place. And I have also seen that more often than once, that the people were, like, literally fighting who is allowed to sit in a disability spot. And that was a long distance train. So let's say if someone would have forced me to stand, that would have been a very long standing trip. Which is, like, to me, basically impossible in today's time. Like, I once had to stand in a bus that like, the trains were in Germany, of course, because Iceland doesn't have trains, and there are actually jokes and anecdotes about Iceland not having trains. But, like, in Iceland, I had to stand in a bus that drove, like, 45 minutes over a mountain serpentine road. Not funny. And actually, I had a cramp afterwards where my feet kind of went up and down like a mousetrap. Okay. So what do we learn from that? Plan well enough in advance. Tell people I have to sit. And also tell people I have to take that very train and that very bus if it's appropriate. Of course, if I can, I'm taking, like, one train earlier, one bus earlier, so I have a buffer. But that is not always possible, especially if you want to visit people in a rural village where there is maybe only one bus per day. Yeah, and I would actually say I had a really good day today because I only did the core of the things. Like, let's say when I put my laundry in, I didn't spend so and so much time to sort according to colors, but, like, I only uh, plucked out uh, two different types according to temperature and did that, like, really quickly, and that helped me to not overthink. So actually, my core for tomorrow, like, Friday is always my mail day because this is the day where the international mail actually leaves the country. I finally need the new glasses because the old ones broke. And I can't read this through the camera, and it's late. I should go to bed. Yeah, buying a canvas for my new extinct animal art project. Yeah, and finishing my mail. And the other stuff is just, like, in several tiers. Or do you pronounce that tiers? I don't know. Anyway, in several different rings of importance. According to how much time and energy I still have. And I will probably somewhat mark the energy intensity of everything with dots in the morning when I know more about how well rested I am. So now I'm going to rest, and I think my hair is decent to not tangle up. So I wish you a wonderful night and a great dream, and yeah, have fun in your dreams. Bye bye.